Hello everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. I'm Denise. This reading will be for Jean. Hi Jean. So anyway, she wants to know, she has a really good question about Jared and Khashoggi. So basically, to do an update on Khashoggi, she's wondering if there was a story about to come out about Jared that had anything to do with Khashoggi's murder. So this'll be a bit of an intense reading, but see if I can get to the bottom of it and see exactly what was going on, or if Jared did have anything to do with this. So, okay, hold on one moment. I'll bring the camera overhead. Okay, so as usual, I'm using Ciro Marchetti's Kipper, and I've pulled out all the people cards because I need to create signifiers. So because I'm reading on the actual reasons for Khashoggi's murder, I'm going to have to call this card as being Khashoggi's card. And this, of course, would have to be his wife. And this is going to be my Jared card. And this is going to be MBS. Okay, because he's a little older. Well, I don't know if he is or not, but I have to assign somebody. And then, you know, maybe this would be Ivanka, and I don't know who this woman would be. But, so, that's how I have to call it, because I have to make them somebody, right? So, being that the reading's on Khashoggi, and this is often my either Don Jr., Jared, or whatever card anyway, so. Okay, so hold your ears if this kind of noise bothers you. Okay, I don't know if that was very helpful, but let me just open to the truth here. I want all the details as to the reasons why Khashoggi was murdered. Why did this happen? Why did MBS want to take him out? And the cards that would fall around, if Jared's card comes through, then the cards around him would explain if he had anything to do with it or not. And if Jared's card doesn't come through, then we'll just get a story as to what all the circumstances were. Not how he was murdered, we know that, but why, all the reasons why. Okay. Okay. And then, as always, I'll have the cards on the bottom for later. Oh boy. Okay. Something about a strategy. Oh, something that was going to come out. Some article that was coming out. Because, you know, you guys probably all know that Jamal Khashoggi was a Washington Post reporter. Political reporter. Oh boy. Some military secrets. Something about who paid who off. Wow. That was going to could cause imprisonment and a lot of ruin for someone. Wow. Okay. Let's see. See if any people come through. If Jared's card doesn't come through, okay, so, oh my goodness, so here's Jamal, and here's Jared. Wow. Figuring out this story might be the tricky part for me. But Jean, I know you are very, very gifted with the cards, so you put in there whatever you get too. You please comment. And all of you readers that are good with Kipper, yes, put in whatever you get out of this. Okay, so opening up the reading here. Like I said, there's a strategy about some news that was going to come out that somebody didn't want out, right? Some confrontation and crisis that they did not want out. And the official person card, it can be like, yes, that's official, that this is what it was about. It was definitely about a big story that was about to come out. But other meanings of this card is somebody who would have to take responsibility for something. Other parts of that, of the meaning with that card, could have to do with the responsible party. That's what I'm getting with it. And what were they responsible for? Well, paying off. And it was about to come out. So this is Jamal waiting patiently to have a successful outcome that could create some type of an examination into the workings of something here. Now notice MBS's card didn't come out, but he's all over this, I think. Don't you guys think? Wouldn't it be foolish to not even put him in this picture? Our government believes that it was him, because I remember Biden talking about it. What an awful thing to have to go, and I don't know if he had to, but he fist bumped the guy, and it's like, man, my heart sank when I saw that. But I guess you do what you have to do. Then again, I don't know. Yeah, that's another whole bag of whatever. Okay, so now reading the four corners. It was something to do with the money, wealth, strategies. That were causing major stress. That was causing major stress for someone's reputation. And it had to do with money and like poverty consciousness as well. But man, it's all right here. It was something about, could even have been Jared's reputation. He doesn't have any honor, but, you know, a high position. It could have even been something that Jared was in on to get a higher position with, you know, one of the darkest dudes on the planet. Wow. Okay. So now, because I have the people cards here, I'm going to read this 9 box here around Jamal Khashoggi. And of course, moving forward, I think I already did. I already spoke to that. So he was ready to get it out there. And I think he was expecting to be, you know, paid for it. But maybe what was hanging over him was information about who the money players are. And what he had control over was getting the documents out in some legal ways, legal departments. This court card is all about, a possible legal situation. And it's also, you just have to remember, like, notice the guy's, he has something. He has information in his hands. So this could be like some major, lots of pieces of information that came through, and he's about to give it because he's hanging over this card. He had control over it. And the community of people that were patiently waiting for this information. And this, to me, this has like money laundering stuff all over it. And something dirty about Jared as well. Jared and what's his face? Mr. Bonesaw. Oh, God. So, yeah. And he didn't see it coming behind him. I mean, he went to that embassy. I think his wife said, if I remember, his wife saying that just to get paperwork so that they could get married. Something to do with their marriage certificate. But Jared had something to do with bringing the change in. Jared, so now reading this 9-box square, putting Jared in the middle, he was in his own self-created prison of having to do something he probably didn't want to do. Then again, maybe, I don't know. I have no idea what's in that guy's heart. But money was on his mind, and he was sneaking up. There was something coming behind. Yeah, Jamal Khashoggi did not even understand that it would have been him. And he had control over some information that could have gotten out, that could have caused major problems for Jared. So it was Jared. It was like a mutually beneficial agreement between Jared and MBS. This card to me often comes through when it has to do with human slavery. And people that work in places where, like, if we just go with the images on this card, it could be, people that work in hotels, and this is how they get them, from other countries, and put them in hotels to work, and no one sees them. They're just, part of hotel staff that's maybe under one manager or two, and no one would know that they are from another country and they're slaves. They're slaves. Sex slaves, work slaves, all of that. Because, that's, of course, what Jared's into. Okay. So I think you were right on, Jane, with your question. Maybe you already know this, and this is confirmation for you, because when you're as psychic as you are, that's often the way it is. We go to other psychics for confirmation often. But yeah, okay, so these are the circumstances around Jamal Khashoggi's murder. He was concerned. He was a part of him, and that makes sense, right? If you have such a big piece of information that's going to bust something wide open, you have grave concern over your future, and you can't think about anything else. And I don't know if this might have been even Ivanka that knew something about it, or this could be Jamal Khashoggi's, like a sister, or I don't know for sure who this. This is all about wealth and luxury and creativity too. It's a card of creativity. Doesn't have to be a person. The main person is always a person. right? Main male and main female, they're always people. But when it comes to the other supportive, cards, they're usually people, but it can just be the quality of a person. But I energized, you guys saw me set the intention, I energized this significator card to be for Jared. So for sure that's Jared. The fact that he's right there next to Jamal is telling a huge story, and he was behind his back. Locking him in somehow. Ugh, awful. Okay, well, I think I have my answer there. What was at the bottom? So we have an intimate circle of friends. This could be something new. And the journey card is often about the movement, oh God, the movement of children, the movement of underage children. Oh God. Right? And they become your assets. Oh jeez. This is so depressing. Whew. Okay. Well, time for a shower. Anyway, sending you guys big hugs, lots of love, and let's send Jamal Khashoggi's wife so much love and support. And let's just keep intending for the truth to come out so that things like this just can't happen anymore. Interesting how what's-his-face Jared's card is knighting down here to what can be, a community of families that are broken up, and yeah, okay. Well, that's it for me, you guys. Take good care. Bye.